All right, let's cast this camera and see what's in this lake. So this is kind of the sequel. I made a shorter version of this video where it was only 40 seconds long, and the first thing it showed was the big bass that showed up, which was actually the first fish to show up. But there were a lot more fish after, so I wanted to add to this 40 seconds. And you're going to start to see quite an amazing variety of fish after this largemouth bass gets all the camera time. So as this bluegill starts pecking at the bait, some little small tiger striped minnows show up. They have a little black dot on their tail. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're kind of interesting looking. Oh, hi, Mr. Bluegill. This carp is sneering like he's not having a good day. Now you see this bluegill, but what I want you to see in this clip is the huge bass behind the bluegill just cruising around. Well, here's where the carp start showing up. And that's a common carp. You're going to see a few of those initially. Here comes another one. They're looking for the bait. When they swing their tails, though, it stirs up the bottom and just creates a mess. There's a nice shot of one. The camera works really well. It takes very clear shots. That one's a little further in the distance, so it's not as clear. But here you go, they're starting to wreak havoc by stirring up all the bottom. There's a bluegill. They're starting to peck at the bait and pull on it. That's why the camera moves. The camera gets kind of bounced around. That's why it's not level anymore, and I've got to figure out a way to rectify that. Maybe put a weight on the bottom of it. So here comes a more sizable carp. It's still a common carp, but this one's got some girth to him. And you'll see as he moves around, you end up getting a shot sort of from the bottom looking up. And you can see how wide he is. He's got some girth. Now we begin to see another type of carp show up. This is called the buffalo carp. And the two of them show up at once. You can tell their eyes are like black, almost totally black, the pupils. That's one way to tell them. They're often darker in color. They're not that gold, sort of goldfish looking color. And they can be much bigger than the other carp. And one of these, the one on the right that we saw, he's just an absolute football bruiser. I mean, he's shaped like a football. He's gigantic like a football. And once these guys start to show up, they really wreak havoc. They stir up the bottom. They move the camera. So you're going to see some chaotic stuff, and they're going to fill the camera lens. So you don't get a really good overall look at them, but it's interesting to know they're out there. So pay attention, because a new species is about to enter, a catfish, and looks like a channel cat right there, and he's going to wreak havoc too. And I think there might have been more than one that showed up at the same time, because as you'll see later, the bait gets pulled by one of them, and there appear to be two in the screen for a very brief period of time, along with this bruiser of a carp. Now these small channel catfish are not really what I'm looking for. I'm hoping for a big blue or a flathead catfish to show up. And I didn't see any in this particular time throwing my camera in, but there's always the future, and I'm going to be throwing the camera in a lot more to try to catch that. Well, here's one more view of a carp and one more view of that channel cat going for the bait.